All right. So welcome everybody. First of all, I appreciate you guys coming in and hanging out with us. Um, I told you yesterday that we are going to work on growth this month. That I want to see how many of us we can turn into directors or even rank up to the next degree. I'm going to be starting something with my own team with as far as this goes. So um, you guys will just branch off of it because what I'm doing for my team is just makes it easier to also do with you guys too that are interested in doing this with us. So, what we're gonna do today is I would like you guys to to go over any lists and all lists that you have of any potentials that you have, and what I would like you to do is compile a list, a complete list that does not ever change. That list should always, once they go on the list, they stay on the list. Even if they tell you no, you just write no next to their name and when they told you no. So that way you can go back and approach them again at a future date and make sure that no hasn't turned into a maybe. Okay. We have a lot of opportunities in our lives that could instantly change the way we feel about something. So a no today could turn into a yes tomorrow, or even a maybe, or somebody could have a loss of family member, or maybe a loss of a provider, or maybe just loss of a job, maybe a loss of a car, even could cause somebody to say, okay, look, I do need to make some more money. You did tell me a lot of cool things, but at the time it wasn't going to work for me. And now I want to make sure that I give it that go, right? So it's important that we take down all of these names, whether they're on our chicken list, whether they're whatever reason that you feel that they're a potential for. I would write their names down and then that reason. Okay, if you think that they're a good, like personally, when I go and I reach out to the people that I want to sponsor, I reach out to some that, of course, some reach out to me, but the ones that I reach out to, I usually look for somebody that's kind of in the light of social media. I see them everywhere. I see they got a lot of friends. I see they make, they're already kind of an influencer, so to speak. So I reach out to those people and just let them know, hey, you are extremely popular out there. Can you imagine how much jewelry you could possibly sell if you were to attach that to your popularity? You know, um, wearing the jewelry alone is a great way to sell it because it makes people ask, "Oh, that's a gorgeous necklace. Where did you get that?" Then you get to tell them, right? Oh, I sell them. So don't count those people out that you think may not be interested in the jewelry, because here's the thing, it's whether or not they'd be interested in making a little bit of side money. And like I told you guys before, there's many times I go and I approach somebody and I tell them just flat out, like, look, like, this could be an insurance policy for you too. It could be a fun thing for you to do. But at the same time, it could turn into an insurance policy. If you sign up for $99 a month, or not, the $100, sign up for the $100, then it's basically like $75 a month to be able to make sure that you're able uh, to have that insurance policy every single month, right? But if you turn around and sell some of the jewelry, you can make that back. So it's really a matter of just selling those 15 pieces per month for them to be able to make sure that they're actively a consultant and able to have this as a secondary backup, or even to be able to slowly have a um, maybe a second account that's slowly growing for maybe a vacation, or maybe for a down payment on a future car. Some people are happy, just living. Some people are happy just living their day-to-day lives, and just being able to pay their bills with the job that they already have. Some people don't necessarily look or think about the fact that, there is extra money out there, right? So we want to make sure that you're not answering, like, don't answer for them before you even ask them. If you've already counted these people out, if you've thought, man, this person would do really good selling jewelry, but I bet they're going to say no. Well, you've already said no for them. So you wasted your time in even thinking about that person. Don't think
or
for them.
or just saying that, I'm sorry, I'm just cutting
No,
on in.
please.
Yeah. Hello, everybody.
Welcome,
But
Greg.
or just saying, hey, well, they're not going to have the $100. They're not going to have the $299. Or they're not gonna go for the $500 kit. So I'm gonna have to give them the $99. You know what I mean? Just
I
thoughts like
do.
that. Thoughts like that are it's almost called, I think it's called what we call is a spending out of someone else's pocket. So you can't spend someone else's money, out of their own pocket. You don't know what their pockets look like. You know what I mean? So, you
Yep.
also should focus on selling on the value. If you sell the value of this business, we all understand at this point. Well, most of us understand at this point is that it's worth more than $500. This value, it's if it was $1,000, it would still be undervalued to get this opportunity that we now have. And so, having said that, if we preach the value, the number or the amount of kit, that's not even going to matter, because they're going to figure out a way to get that money to get it going. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Hey, Chris.
And feel free to enter. Say what you got to say as we're doing this. This is open discussion, so I appreciate that extra thought.
It's all good.
Somebody just called me.
Yes, me.
Hey, Tasha, welcome.
Hey, I'm sorry to interrupt. And you're talking about certain ways to approach people or whatnot. So my upline, she gave me this excellent challenge, and I'm really proud of myself. I did not. So I started I'm a brand new consultant. I just joined last month, and I had to get active this month. So
Right.
So my upline, she told me, Patty, she's my upline, Patricia, and she gave me the Cinderella challenge.
Right.
And I became active without spending one penny in 7
Exactly.
days.
Exactly. And that's good. That's good for you, because that Cinderella challenge is actually meant to be something that we use at the end of the month, just to get those last minute sales, right, from other ways than just going live, trying to introduce new people to your product for the future months. So for you being able to use that Cinderella challenge in that way, that's the way I personally think the Cinderella challenge could always be used. I don't feel like you need to wait to the end of the month to use that Cinderella challenge.
No, I'm
And
gonna use it all month long. All the time,
daily.
constantly, every day.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm glad that you're bringing that to that story here, because that's the way I feel about that Cinderella challenge, is that you could use that daily. You could go and rotate through a list of people that you go through and just see, hey, have you seen that I'm selling this jewelry? I'd really like you to check out my website. And if you support my business by just a $15 order, and then boom, 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 it just comes with it, right? That's great. I'm glad to hear that worked for you, and you were able to be active without even having to put money out of your pocket or take even another sale from your jewelry. Now, of course, that doesn't eliminate the fact that you are a salesperson, and that's your sworn duty here is to sell the jewelry. But that doesn't, you did sell the jewelry, right? You sold your website, and now not only are you active, but now you have a commission check due.
I know.
And
so that's the 20th of, but I have to wait until the 20th of July.
Yeah, it's a little rough when it comes to that. But I mean, here's the thing. You get a 45% discount when you buy this for jewelry for the back office, right?
Right.
But when they buy the jewelry from the website for you, that 45% discount then has to go to you in the form of a commission check. And the way Paparazzi does it is they go from the first to the end of the month. Everything that you sell through the first to the end of the month and anything that your team does all goes to your commission check, which ends on the last day of the month. Okay. And then they take from that date to the 10th and they go through and they calculate and make sure that they've got all their numbers right and everything's good. And then they get their total amount that they're going to pay you on the 10th. And then they issue that to you typically on the 20th. And Paparazzi's good that they will often pay you sometimes a day before, maybe a couple days early.
But the only thing bad about paparazzi is I love it. I mean, I'm having fun. I'm very active every day, whatnot. The only thing that's bothering me, and it's because of, I guess, the COVID or so many orders, is I ordered like 10 pieces, I think. Well, yeah, 10 pieces, like in almost the beginning of about 3 weeks ago. And
right.
I've been told by a few people that it's been taking like a month or more to get
and not just it. Here's the situation. We went from a spot in COVID where we exploded. COVID exploded this business, and it brought in so many new consultants. So they went from having like 250 to 300,000 consultants to over 470,000 consultants in less than a year. Okay,
wow.
so
maybe that sheds a little bit of light on the situation.
Yeah, but so
I mean, you can shed all the light you want. At the end of the day, though, those new consultants are kind of being, it's rough. I'm in Texas, and I'm telling you, I got a package just yesterday that was dated from 5/7. Yesterday was what? I ordered that 5/7, and I just got it yesterday. This is a beyond rough.
Then what are you supposed to do? Like, so you have, some older pieces, and I mean, you have different people look almost every day, but you can't keep showing them and advertising them.
Yeah.
What do you do? I mean, how do you?
Well, let me stop you for just a second, and let me just help you guys out here, okay? And let you know that this isn't gonna last. Okay, right now we're just hitting a spot that they're in between warehouses. They've just opened up another warehouse, and trust me, I guarantee you, there's not a day that doesn't go by when Trent Kirby takes his team to the table and say, we have got to get our hands on this. Like, I guarantee you, they're changing their systems every time they can think of a new way to wrap it out, to get these orders out rapidly. They know they need to get the jewelry in your hands. Don't think that you're being overlooked. Don't think that they don't care, because trust me, that is something that I guarantee you they work on a daily basis. And I can't speak for them, you know what I'm saying? I can just tell you that this is one of the lumps that you have to take sometimes. And unfortunately, there's other products out there and other companies out there that have the same issues. Paparazzi definitely isn't one. I mean, there was a time when you couldn't order something off of Amazon and get it before a month, because Amazon was only prioritizing shipments that had to do with this, that, and the other. So, Paparazzi is doing the best they can with it. And as far as like getting something that came from May 7th, that is a little out of the norm. Probably that package. I can't tell you that package may have got, lost in the system there for a minute. It could have went from a different warehouse.
I have a little bit of another something to offer. Also, don't forget that in the back office, we have all these pieces that we're looking at, right? So we also have stock photos of each of these pieces. Okay, so don't forget that we have blockbusters that are always available. Okay, so use your blockbuster stock photos and post those. Post them and sell them. You know what I mean? These are photos there. People can go to your website. They can order these pieces. They don't have to worry about, the customers will not have to worry about the shipping issues that we have to worry about. So that's an awesome thing for your business. You still get paid. You still get paid. You don't have to ship. You don't have to. This is the part that is awesome about it. So utilize your resources in these opportunities and make opportunities out of these moments. This company's growing like nobody's business. And guess what? You're in already. So anybody that comes in after you, you're in already. You see what I'm saying? So we're going places. You got a great opportunity with this place. Go ahead, June. I saw your hand.
I ordered May 3rd and May 10th, and the May 10th one just came in yesterday.
Awesome. See, look at that. It's gonna start coming around. It's gonna start coming around. You're gonna start hearing more excitement. When it doesn't happen for you right now, it sucks, and it's gonna suck for a second, but it's not gonna always be that way. The reason why we're growing right now at this rapid rate is because we fix problems like this. So this too shall pass.
And one thing I want to make clear to all of you is because this is happening is not a reason to not order, right? Even knowing that it may take you an extra time to get your package, that's more time it's going to take you to get your package if you wait for this to resolve itself. Right. Yep. So you need to be ordering on a regular basis so that way, once those packages look like Sarah right now, she's been taking her trips going to Utah. She's in Kansas right now. And it's funny that every time she orders something, like there'll be a small break where she'll go a couple days without getting a box. And it's funny that it always seems to happen in mid-trip. So that's great. Right. But then she'll come home and there'll be 10 boxes waiting for her. Boom, just like that, right? And so what you've done, Tasha, is you thought out of the box, right? Your lead, your upline, Patricia, she did great by having you do that Cinderella challenge, even at an odd time, right? Because all of those customers that ordered from your website, now they're a priority to paparazzi because they're a customer, right? We're priority to them too, of course. Don't let me word that weird. But
no,
the customers. But the customers are the ones that, they know they want to make sure they are getting their product in hand, right? So now all of those customers that went and did the Cinderella challenge for you and have gotten you active, you're going to be hearing from those customers within days saying, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I got my jewelry. Now, all of you have that opportunity, right? Every one of you have the chance of being able to post. When you post these pre-sale items and things up there, don't always run to the back office and order them. Give them the option and say, hey, I just want you to know that those couple of pieces that you claimed are available in my back office right now. And rather than you waiting the long time that it's going to take to get it to me, it would be much faster for you to go to the website and order it. And then when they do, now they're plugged into your website as a customer. And now you have the ability to have them in your back office, and you could send them messages. You could send them shots from your back. You could do all sorts of stuff once you have them in your back office.
And now they also completely understand that they don't have to wait for you to go live to buy something. They can buy whenever they want to.
Yep. And when they see that they can do that every day, who knows? That's also another opportunity for that person to say, you know what? I like that website. I want to join. Go ahead,
and
Dawn.
also,
That's okay, Tasha. Give it just a second. I'm going to let Dawn. She's got her hand up.
I know. I just found this feature. I'm like, hey, this is cool. What I've been doing too, the Z collection. When does it retire?
It's already retiring. Once it sells out, it's gone.
So that's another thing is, I've been working that with my customers. Like, hey, if you want this now, I don't have it. It's on my website. Go order it, and you'll get it in a couple of days. And the problem is, you guys have to keep showing it. Post it. Send it in Messenger to people that you know are going to weddings or something. Post it on your story. I got pieces.
But also make sure you keep looking at the website and see what's available and not available, because pieces are already selling out. So
and also with the older inventory I have, I could go live every day for hours with as much as I got. And ordering, I order at least 4 times a week, and I get like 4 boxes in every week. So on the days I go live, my box shows up. I'm like, oh, cool.
Right. Yeah, so I know it's tough. It's a struggle, especially for the new consultants that don't have inventory yet. And that is one of the reasons why we offer 3 large kits, or 3 kits. One of them may be less money, but you're going to have that roadblock of, revamping your inventory as you start with such a small amount of inventory. When you have a larger inventory, you may not necessarily have to deal with that. And like, if you look at it, you're paying the same price, dollar per dollar. You're still getting your 45% discount, regardless of whether you bought the $99 kit or whether you bought the $499 kit. The biggest difference here is the bulk that comes with those kits. Okay, so and this is something that I want you guys to understand when we're talking about like network marketing and growing our teams and building our relationships with our people too. And the fact that this already, so you can give that new potential the idea already. And that, to me, that's the perfect sales strategy, is by telling them flat out, like, look, buying the $100 kit, and it's going to give you a couple good problems. Number one, it's going to take you a minute to get new inventory. But if you buy one of the larger kits, you're going to get a little bit more inventory. You can use this as an advantage and not necessarily a disadvantage, is what I'm trying to tell you. Look at the glass that's half full, right? And the fact that you have a website that they can order from, and that you're not limited to just the orders that you have at hand. You're limiting yourself.
True.
Is it possible to, this is probably not possible, but like, you can't just go and just order a kit whenever you want to, just when you become a consultant, right?
No, unfortunately, once you buy into the kit, that's the kit you choose.
And I know it's against compliance to go, you can trade pieces with other consultants, but I know it's against compliance to buy other pieces from consultants.
Correct. Yeah, you could do trades, but you cannot purchase jewelry for less than $5 from anywhere other than your back office.
Right.
Ever. Okay. So even if somebody else is quitting paparazzi and they say, hey, I'm going to sell you all of my inventory for $200, and yeah, that's a great deal. And they're not going to, they're not doing paparazzi no more. So what's it going to hurt? Right. Well, you're going against compliance by purchasing that jewelry for that price. And what happens is, and trust me, it does happen, not everybody out there has integrity, right? So you may come across this consultant that's bitter at paparazzi for maybe this exact reason. Maybe they felt they couldn't get their inventory fast enough. So they said, I'm done with this and I'm selling all my jewelry. And then they sell it, and then they turn your name into paparazzi with a receipt saying, hey, this person just bought all this jewelry from me. And, that's another person I could take out of the paparazzi world.
I was going to say, what happens when, so they just totally, so what happens when, like, have you known anybody that's, bought paparazzi off another consultant? What does paparazzi, the company itself, do to that person?
Well, first off, they're going to suspend you. Second off, it's going to look really, really bad on you as a consultant. And I guarantee you it's going to put a mark in a file that is never going to go away. But at the second place is just like your integrity as a person would reflect that, and I know I personally am not going to want to. I mean, if I was working at a job that like, let's say Walmart, and my manager caught me stealing from the cash drawer, that's the exact same thing, right? And if that boss didn't fire me for that, and he went ahead and just let me keep my job, but made it really clear that that's not to happen, do you think that boss is going to trust me the whole time I'm working there? No, probably not. And they're probably not going to trust you neither if you're not going to follow their rules, right? So I don't personally know what paparazzi will do and what they won't do, because that's up to the compliance team. But what I will tell you is that I know that there are several people in this business that have quit paparazzi for reasons of their own. And I know that paparazzi has also suspended many people. Most all reasons that you can get suspended for can be corrected. But I'm not one to tell you that that's something that they would correct or not correct and still be able to keep you as a consultant. They may ban you from it. Go ahead, Dre, you know?
Yeah, I was gonna just say no. I don't know, because you never know what when you break the rules, you are subject to penalties, and penalties can be just what Chris said. You can be suspended, but don't forget, you can also be canceled. They can also cancel your entire account indefinitely. So now you just cannot and can no longer. So this is what you sign when you sign up and you agree to. So just keep in mind, rules, they're meant to be followed. And at the end of the day, if you'd like to keep your business, just follow the rules.
And I guarantee you it's kind of a system too, that the more rules you break, eventually you're probably going to get canceled, and they're not going to trust, they're going to follow any rules. And so I mean, like, I'll be straight up with you and tell you that I know of a consultant that sold a whole bunch of product and then didn't send the product out, and paparazzi canceled them because paparazzi made efforts to contact that consultant, and that consultant ignored them, thinking that the problem would just go away. It doesn't. So paparazzi canceled them and locked them out of their website. And almost a year later, like months later, that consultant finally went to paparazzi and they discussed it. And somehow they were able to hash that out and fix it. And they were able to maintain their consultant ID. And I don't know what the requirement was for that. I don't know if they had to send all that product off to the customers or make refunds or, apologies or what. I don't know what was entailed in that. But I do know that that person has, regained their consultantship. So, paparazzi is also obviously very understanding too. So, when it comes to what paparazzi will or won't do, that goes right in line of us talking about what these potential signups will or won't do. You have no idea. You have no idea if you're talking to somebody that's going to sign up for your team and join your team, or whether or not they have the money to buy into your team. You don't know anything more about these people that you're talking to sign up on your team than you do what paparazzi or compliance would do for each situation. Right. And there's nothing wrong with not knowing, right? We're maybe, when we get to the point where we're CEOs and we're managing, thousands of people, we may have been in the business long enough to learn a little bit about how paparazzi does some of those things. But I guarantee it's never the same. It's a case by case scenario.
Thank you so much, guys, for the information. I just want to, cover all my bases because I love what I'm doing. I love what I do with paparazzi. I mean, I talk to people and I sell this beautiful jewelry, have fun at it. So, and I love it. So I want to make sure and double check to cover all my grounds so I don't get in trouble with paparazzi, because I would be, devastated if I got banned or suspended. I'd be in tears.
Oh yeah, no, exactly. And I mean, Sarah and I, we started with the $99 kit, and we've got over, 7,000 pieces of jewelry in our inventory. And if paparazzi were to cancel us, yeah, we'd probably be doing well off the jewelry that we sell. But I've also got 140 team members that that would lose me as well.
Okay, so question. So what like, you have abundance of pieces. So what do you do if you decide to clean out your inventory and say, listen, I gotta get rid of some of this inventory and do it quick, and so I want to get some new ones in, but I do want to get rid of, some of these older ones. What is the best way to go about doing something like that? Because I don't I mean, I don't
Go
have
on.
no separate building or no separate shed, or I'm like, right now my space is limited, so I don't want to get overwhelmed with paparazzi jewelry that I cannot sell until like maybe later down the road. Or what's the best way to clean out your inventory if you want to get new
Sell it.
pieces but you have too much?
Sell it. Go ahead, Marissa.
Go.
Okay, so I have training videos in the Blingers about how to sell older inventory. We don't call it that, especially on a live, guys. Please don't call it older inventory.
Don't ever.
And here's a great tip. I've got a few for you, but the first one is that when you get your new boxes in, you want to mix in your older inventory with your new box. So if you get a box of 20 pieces, what I typically do is I'll take 5 of my other pieces that, yes, I've shown before. Yes, they've seen them before. Maybe I think they don't like them. Okay, it is what it is. Maybe today Sally's going to hop on and she's going to love them. So, so mix in, right? That's first tip, mix in with your new boxes. Second tip is show it again. Pair it with something, pair it in a set with something, take it outside and take a photo. It looks much different when you do that. Andre even used to tell me, look at your board and order pieces that can go with those pieces that aren't selling, that are been hanging around for a while. Like look in back office on a weekend and
Amen.
And
especially your one and dones. If you have an abundance of one and dones, look at those one and dones that you have, and then when you go to place an order something specifically that will match with that, and then turn it into a set. Because sometimes if someone sees that necklace, they may not, I don't really like that necklace. Oh, but with those earrings, man, that's a whole new look.
It looks much different. Yeah. So there's also, you can do mystery bags. And it's a little bit easier to do mystery bags when you theme them. Like if you say, this bag is going to be a brass bag, this is a brass beauty bag. There's a lot of stuff in the team page, honestly, that speaks about this. And I know Sarah's done a training recently, maybe a month or so ago, Chris. I'm trying to think of which one it was that where she did like the peekaboo of the mystery bags during the live. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think that was about a month ago or so. But it was she's got a good thing going with those mystery bags. Every time she drops a single post, she makes hundreds of dollars.
So she's done a training in the Blingers on that, Tasha. I would suggest watching that, but never use the word older, old. This isn't
Vintage
new.
Is a good one.
Vintage is a good one, but at the same time, when you're showing a box, you don't even need to tell them that you mixed vintage in it. Don't tell them. They don't need to know.
No.
And honestly, even if you think, I hear this from a lot of people that I've showed the same piece over and over again, right? And I'm like, okay, think about this, because I watch lives, right? And I'm walking through, with the phone, and I'm doing this, and I'm listening. I'm on the live, but I'm not every single second my eyes on the phone, right? So I may have missed a pair of earrings that I really would have loved. And then the next time that I come on, the live and show them, they're going to look like a brand new earring to me. I never seen those before. You're going to have new people hopping on your live every time. And even if you have the same ones and you're like, oh, Becky, she's for sure seen this necklace 16 times. Okay. You show that again, that 17th time, and you describe it a little bit different. I know that when I watch Misty Kirby's sneak peeks, I always get new terminology. So to where she would call something, or where I would call something gunmetal, she describes it as hematite. So the next time I describe that piece, I'm going to be like, so this is a hematite stone, right? So describing it differently also makes it feel like it's a different product as well. So I hope all of that does help you, Tasha. And plug into, even if you go to the team page and just type at the top at the search bar, older inventory, you'll see some of my trainings pop up that I've done about them. Okay.
Yeah, I
just asked that you say hematite again.
What?
I said, can I ask you to please say hematite or
I'm
hematite?
I'm done with you guys.
In the same tone. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
You so hopefully that helps you, and that probably helps a lot of you guys that have, you know, the inventory that I know that in the beginning we kind of have a different mindset. Those of us who have been around for a few years kind of just like, we now know that everything eventually sells. Like, I had a necklace in my starter kit for so long, like almost a year. I was like, nobody wants this.
I wanted to use that as an example.
That's what I was gonna say too.
It.
We had that.
Nobody
we had
wants
that
this
piece
damn
for
necklace.
so long. It was out of her kit.
Right. Everyone loved it. When I eventually sold it,
squares, right? The
it
brass
was
squares.
yes,
Yeah,
it was.
you remember.
Yep,
You remember.
because Sarah
I
couldn't
hated
sell
it
it
too.
either. Yes, because
Yeah.
Sarah had a hard time selling it too. So, but guess
Yeah.
what? Eventually it
Turn
sold.
that down.
And when it sold,
I'm on a
there
Zoom
was like
call.
multiple people who wanted it. I was like, y'all are dumb. I've showed this so many times and now everybody wants it.
And I just want to add that, and that's when Marissa had to play like Actress of the Year, and was like, "Oh my gosh, did you see how gorgeous this is? Look at these beautiful
Turn that down
squares and these
15.
cubes. This is
15.
amazing!" And next thing you
Yes.
know, I
Gone.
gotta have one.
Yep. And
Yep.
and when somebody else wants it, then you want it, right? So you'll have multiple people. Oh, well, if Shannon likes it, Shannon and I like the same inventory. We're always buying the same pieces. Okay, Shannon's buying it. I need it now. But the thing is, everything sells eventually. Even if you have it for a year, it sells, and it's the right piece for the right person at the right time.
Yep.
And look, and you know, there's often pieces like that'll hit you like that. And look, there's nothing wrong with trading pieces with other people too, because somebody may have a better chance of selling it than you.
Yeah. Yep. That's also a point. And I was going to say also is that, you know, I know that some of you are new, some of you are more seasoned, you know, and we also, excuse me, we also go through peaks and valleys in our businesses and everything like that. I get it. But I will say this, if you haven't already learned, you will learn eventually that the more jewelry that you have, the more jewelry that you'll sell. So if you have a whole lot of pieces that you feel like, oh, I gotta get rid of this jewelry, you know, yeah, you gotta sell it, because I mean, you should. That's your business, right? At the same time, keep ordering and having that inventory in your back stock. It's just gonna make it easier for you to sell more pieces down the line. So don't be so, you know, fear of, I want to say FOMO, but I don't think that's the right word for this, but you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, don't feel like you've got to get rid of it because, you know, it's just been sitting for so long. Eventually, that abundance of jewelry is going to help you out. It will come in handy one day. So, you know, just keep it coming, and keep pushing it. And also sell different kind of ways too. I'll say that.
I have a vendor. Actually, I'm so excited. I'm going to my very first vendor event Saturday.
That's awesome.
So I'm so excited. So I don't know, you know, I guess it all depends on your location or whatnot, but I'm hoping to, you know, something happen, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
There you go. All right. Well, and make sure too that you realize that the more inventory that you have, the more inventory that you can kind of rotate through, and you don't have to show the same pieces over and over again. Look, that piece ain't hurting you by sitting in your stock for a minute, so don't show it for a little while, and show some of the other pieces, and then you never know, you're going to get that customer that's going to come in and say, hey, do you happen to have anything that's brass and short necklace, and boom, and then you show that necklace and it's gone. They take it. It's sold. Go ahead, Helen.
So I was going to say that we have a lot of older inventory that hasn't sold, and we've done lots of different ways of selling it and showing it. And just 2-3 days ago, we sold a piece to a lady who must have seen that piece, I swear, at least 15 times. In the last 2 years, this lady has seen it 15 times. And yep, she snatched it up. The other day, I'm going through doing our sales, and I look at this piece, and I'm like, I don't know that I've ever seen this piece. I turn it over to look at our inventory number, and it's one of our low numbers, so we've had it for a while. I'm like, oh my God, this is like new to me. So having that abundance of inventory will help with that. When they had to shut down for COVID and everybody's like, we're not getting shippings, we don't have any new, yada, yada. Like, I'm going through, and by the time I get to the last item, it's been 2 to 3 weeks since I saw that first item. So I'm going to show that first item again and just start going through it again and again. We have like 2,000 pieces on hand right now, but is mostly sitting in this storage unit here.
There you go.
So there's that, and it's on our board.
Wow.
But we just a few months ago got our bling barn. We've been doing this for 2 years. So before that, we had plastic bins that we would put them in and stack them. You get them at like Walmart, and you can just stack them up. I don't have any. No, wait, I do have some in here. Hold on. There it is.
But see, that's just an example of what happens
That plastic bin up
when you
there,
business on a regular basis.
You could use that and stick your jewelry in plastic bags, like plastic baggies, and just put it in that, and you can stack those. That's one way to have more room when you don't have more room.
Yep, amen.
And also, here's another tidbit, because we never know where we're going in this business, right? Hopefully we're all going up, right? At the end of the day, when you have a team of, 200 or 500 or 1,000 teammates, and you're running contests, you never know. You may need that jewelry for giveaways for your teammates. You know what I mean? You may have to run a challenge for, hey, I'm giving away 50 pieces to the next person that does X, Y, and Z. Now you've got that jewelry to back you up to go do that now, right?
Yeah.
So there's always something to do with the jewelry, always.
Heck yeah, and hitting those life of the party goals, is just showing that you're doing what you do. You're doing the work, you're putting it in there, and when you get that gold and you get all those extra hostess rewards, man, I'm telling you, me and Sarah have been gold for the last year, and I think the year before that, and I'm telling you, when you're ordering as much as she's ordering and you get all of those free hostess rewards, that's money in your pocket. And I'm not talking about just like $20 here, $30 there. I'm seeing bundles and bundles of hostess rewards coming in. And we take all of our hostess rewards and we put them in a separate bin. We don't even mess with them. Like, she'll open them up, she'll see what's in there, and she'll take out her good pieces that she wants to keep and like sell, and then she'll put other pieces in it, like, so those pieces that don't sell so often, she'll put other pieces into it, right? But she keeps the hostess rewards completely separate from our inventory, and she puts those into like a bucket. I tell you what, we have an ice chest that is full of hostess rewards that are all free to us, and we do give 50-piece bundles. To last month, we gave 3 50-piece bundles to people that did the show rebate. So that's 150 pieces of free jewelry that we gave out, and we still have an ice chest full of free hostess rewards.
Happy birthday, Quad Sis.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, love.
I do like the clip
Happy birthday.
on your dress. That's very cool.
We're birthday buddies.
Yes, it's your birthday too.
Yeah.
Huh?
I'm sorry. I've been so busy this morning. I didn't get to go look at all my notifications yet. Happy birthday to you guys.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, ladies.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday
to
you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, heads. Happy birthday to you.
And many more.
Thank
So
you.
real quick, I just got to ask, are you guys doing anything special?
On Sunday, I kind of recognized that they were trying to keep a surprise birthday from me, but they're all coming, all of my kids and all of my grandkids, and I'm excited.
Awesome. Now I
Hold
wish
on,
I
hold
would
on.
go.
Everybody's saying happy birthday except for me, so I have to do it real quick. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
That's our family birthday song that I sing.
Well, it's still part of the family.
Absolutely.
So, like I said, guys, this month we're going to be focusing a little bit more on growing our teams. If you're not a director, I want you to hit director. That's ultimately the goal. Is this month I want to push a lot for that. I want to see each and every one of you guys become directors, right? And what's good about that is that if you hit director, that means that you've got 2 to 3 people underneath you that are active, right? But if you don't have anybody signed up underneath you, and we can get you that third person active by the end of this month and make you a director, that means that you have 3 people underneath you that we can work on making director in the following month, right? And if we can make those people directors, it just continues to grow, and our team will explode if we can make an army of directors. That's what I'm focusing on for June. I want to see how many directors we can have before July 1st, right? And so if we could come up with 20 of us being directors, or 30 of us being directors, 50 of us, how many ever, then the goal, of course, is to make sure that everybody gets active next month and we start off strong as a director. And then we push farther and farther, and we continue to grow in July, right? And then you go from director to premier director. And then the next month, right? You're ranking up. That's what we're talking about. You deserve it. The team needs it. The team deserves it. It's just something that that's a part of this business that I think that we're just not focusing enough attention on, and it's the number one fastest way for you guys to get that residual profit. Right? When you're getting money from your team, that has nothing to do with what you're doing as far as your sales, right? So if the way I see that is that's profit. Anything that comes from my website, that's straight up profit. That doesn't require me to 100% reinvest, right? Because my sales is where I'm reinvesting. But my profit that's coming in from that residual pay, oh my gosh, it's amazing, and it's going to do some great things for you. Give me just a second here. I know what I wanted to do. Give me just a second to expand this. Where's my Zoom? Okay, there we go. That should work. Okay. So you might need to turn your phone sideways to see this larger. I'm going to try to zoom in a little bit further.
You can hit Control plus and it'll zoom in, or Control minus to zoom out.
That's right. I was trying to remember which one it was. Thank you. Okay, so can everybody see that?
Yes.
All right. What I want you to see on this is first off, we've talked about the difference between consultant and a star consultant is what? Anybody?
Placing an order.
Sorry, say that again.
25 pieces.
There you go. 25 pieces being active, right? Okay, so what I want you to look on this is that as a consultant, we don't make very much money in commissions, okay? Because we don't have anybody necessarily working underneath us. And if they are working underneath us, it's a small percentage because as a consultant, it's only 5% per person that signed up underneath you, right? So that's why signing up a consultant underneath you, even though it's important, and at 5%, look, as a star consultant, if you're active, you can make an average monthly of $23.90, right? That's an average. Now, most of you aren't even making that because you're not doing any kind of website sales or you don't have somebody signed up underneath you. Once you get somebody signed up underneath you and you make that 5%, it takes you to get in that director mark. Okay, look what happens when you hit that director mark and you have all three of those people at 10% underneath you. Look at what your average jumps to then. Okay, $186.63. Okay, but do you see the lowest here is $2.25. Okay, and the highest is going to be $10,134. So what I'm trying to tell you here is that if you get at the director status, you're somewhere between $2.25 and $186 that you're going to make every month. Okay. I want to say that this is going to probably take you to about $100 as a director, as a standard director, just working their team. But then once you get that OV going and you get your team working and you've got another couple people working underneath you, maybe you got 5 people signed up underneath you now. And out of all those 5 people, their OV is going to bring you to this premier director. Look at the difference there. Now you're at 174 as the lowest paying to almost $600 a month as an average, just by growing your team, just by having other people be involved in what you're doing and doing the same thing that you're doing. You're increasing that number. Then you hit this executive director package, right? And then look at the difference between there, $380 to $989. That's $1,000 a month that you're making on average, right? Remember, this is average. I'm not even going to this higher bar, right? Right? If you're excelling really well and you're selling really good, you could easily be up in this higher bracket. But I'm not even going there. I'm just going to average. Can you imagine right now that if you had 6 people underneath you and you guys were all hustling and everybody was getting active, and to make that extra $1,000 a month, that's profit? Okay, and then like right now, my team has been battling to go from producer to premier producer, and there's no hiding that, no joke about it. So look, my average monthly pay bonus is $2,000 a month for my commissions. Okay, it could be a little bit less, it could be a little bit more. It all depends on my team and what my team's doing that month, right? And that's if I maintain the rank of producer. And then if I rank up to premier producer, that's an $3,184 or $64 as an average. Do you see how this goes? So look at the different lengths here, right? So executive producer is where you need to go to hit elite. So when you hit elite, you're making approximately $5,000 a month, and you're an elite team. Okay, that's some true commissions coming from your paparazzi team. Okay, fashionista, 9,761. I know that's good looking money for me, right? And we know fashionistas in the house, right? Don't we? We know A-listers in the house, don't we? Right? Look at what an A-lister's making. A Maven A-lister, Remember I talked about Jet Setter and Luke's Jet Setter? Look at the money that's being made in this company.
Lux Jet Setter, Lux.
I like Luke.
I tried to tell you, Chris. I tried to tell you.
It's like luxurious.
Yeah, and instead he's more like Luke Skywalker. Luke.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Luke Skywalker. Every time I hear it, I'm like, bro, it's not Star Wars, dog.
No, it's funny though, because every time I go to say it, I question it in my mind, and I'm like, is it Lux or Luke's? And then the reason why I say Luke's is because that stupid E. Like, why do they have to put an E? If it's Lux, it's
because that's how they do it when they write it fancy.
Yeah. I have to stop there and agree with Chris on that. Because why is that E there? I don't understand why that E is there either.
Yeah, it does nothing but throw me off.
Yeah, I get it.
I'm right there with you guys. I agree. I just it's been nailed into my head that it's Lux, not Luke's.
Yeah, well, that's your head, okay? Now let's.
Ooh.
That's your dumb piece.
Do you see what I'm trying to tell you guys? Like the commissions, that commission rank form that I just showed you right there should be at the bottom of all of your posts that
Absolutely.
say anything about what you're doing in paparazzi and how well paparazzi's treating you, because that lets your customers know what they could get paid. And yes, like I said, I know it doesn't look flattering from the consultant and the star consultant, even the director marks on there. The pay doesn't look all that much, but that's extra money on top of the work you're already doing. That's free money.
Right. And on top of that, it's you got to start somewhere. Like you got to start somewhere, and nobody starts off at the top. Okay, so if that was the case, everybody just be signing up. It'd be a real get rich quick scheme, right? Because it ain't that. This is hard work. This is real work, and guess what? It's real pay.
And you know what?
Also, when you post that, make sure you use the disclaimer link.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, yeah, that's what I was just saying. Make sure you put that in there. Yeah. But hey, here's the thing too. Like, did you see how rapidly that moved up? Look at the multipliers. Those are all those unilevel bonuses. Those are all those rank incentive bonuses that you're missing out on when you're not understanding the rank and the commission structure.
Yes.
If you don't understand the rank and commission structure, take a look at it. It's in your planner book that you got in your new startup kit. It's in the back office, right? Look, make sure you understand that ranking structure. And if you don't, go to your upline and ask them questions. And if they don't know either, come to one of us, because I guarantee you, I know that rate structure because I want to be one of those people that are collecting that Lux Jet Setter pay. You know what I'm saying?
When you see one of those ranks, like don't forget this sisterhood, / brotherhood. I get it, but like it's real. You know what I mean? Like, so when you see one of those ranks that you aspire to be, one of those ranks that you aspire to reach, don't hesitate to reach out into the team to someone who has that rank and say, hey, what kind of stuff did you do to get there? Don't even hesitate to reach outside of our team and to say, hey, see somebody else in another group, or I saw somebody else in another. When you go to convention, you're going to meet somebody else and they're going to tell you their rank, and you're going to say, hey, can I talk to you sometime? Can we chat sometime about how you got here, what you did to get there? Because guess what? You'll see a few things happen. You'll see you'll see that some of the struggles that you may be going through now, they went through those struggles, right? Also, you'll see that they got through them, and this is how they got through them. You know what I mean? So, it just kind of makes you feel human again, because sometimes we go through struggles that make us feel like, man, it's just me. Nobody else, just me. It's not. It's not always just you. You know what I mean? And you can get through it just like everyone else did, just like we did. Everyone gets through these things. You just have to have the mental strength and the willpower in your heart to get through it and push through it. And if you got that, nobody can stop you.
Look, and we're giving you the tools. See, like not only are we giving you like the training, you know, and we're trying to teach you how to make this stuff happen for you, but you know, like I post those daily dashboards, which I got to post today. But I post those daily dashboards that give you the OV and let you know where you need to be and whether or not you're on track for being able to rank up. Like we're giving you the tools, we're doing the math, we're making it fundamentalistic, we're making it easy. We're making it easy. Shut up, Marissa. We're making it easy for you to get all of the things that you need to make this happen. Like we want this for you. This is the more like nothing makes me more proud than when I get to say that somebody's rank achieved or LOP achieved or even oh, help me out with it. What's the other one?
Crown Club.
Thank you. Gosh, I just totally drew a blank there for a minute. But yeah, you know, when somebody hits those achievements and they move up and they get a rank, man, nothing excites me more because I know that means that they're making more money than they were yesterday. Regardless of even if it's LOP. If you're making LOP ranks, that means that you're selling enough jewelry to be able to buy enough jewelry to hit those ranks. Don't underestimate.
They are called recognition programs for a reason. They are recognizing you for doing something.
Exactly. And those recognition programs are the fastest way to move up in the company. If you can hit those recognition programs, those are going to be the fastest ways for you guys to be able to obtain those ranks, obtain that money. So don't sell yourself short, and don't sell your potential short either. Don't assume that they have the money or that they don't have the money or that they don't have the time. You know, you may look at this lady that's got 3 kids and she's got a full-time job and she's working part-time as well. Hey, you may be her relief to get back home to her kids. Don't think that she doesn't have time, because maybe she would gladly stop doing something that she's doing to be able to sell jewelry at home. Look, not everybody knows that they can do this. Not everybody knows that they could sign up for this paparazzi jewelry, and not everybody's ever done direct sales marketing, and that may not realize that this is a business that they can get involved in. But, you know, closed mouths don't get fed.
That's right. Do you remember me yesterday telling you I took the day off of my full-time job?
Yes, ma'am.
And that I dropped off my basket with extras to fill it at my girlfriend's salon?
Yes, ma'am.
I sold 110 pieces yesterday, and I got active this morning. So she refilled and then sold the rest of what I had. So
that
I'm
is
excited.
What's up.
And now I'm only 300 away from having bronze. So yay!
There you
awesome.
go.
Awesome, and that's thinking outside the box. That's getting it done.
Yeah.
Yep. And look at all that good news wrapped up in one big ball of happiness right there, right?
I know.
Not only did you sell so many pieces, but it was an effective way to sell it with the baskets, and you're that much closer to your goal.
Yeah, I'm so excited about it.
Oh, I'm so glad you told us.
Yes.
Way to go.
And then I have one girl who was getting her hair done there, who I spoke to, who's thinking about, she's on the fence, but thinking about joining underneath me. So I'm going to check back with her tomorrow, and that'll be my first person. But after one, it should get easier, right?
It isn't going to get harder.
Okay, cool. Thank you, guys. Yep. You're all very awesome for your support. I just can't thank you and tell you how much I love all of you.
You're awesome for being here to accept our support.
Right.
Thank you.
And I just want to thank all you guys for coming in here today. I know we kind of got a little off topic here and there, and I still have a lot of stuff that I want to cover, but I'm not concerned about that because we're going to be doing this daily. So even if some of it gets pushed back into tomorrow, I'm not worried about that at all. But what I am glad to see is that like our screen is filling up more and more and more every day that we are doing this. And I appreciate that. And I love being able to see so many of you that are coming in here on a regular basis and you're taking the time. You know, as far as I'm concerned, this is an IPA. This is an income producing activity, right? Because you're learning about your business, you're learning about how ways to sell your business. And this is definitely an income producing activity. So you are working your business just even by being here in this Zoom. And I appreciate you guys for coming to it. So what like when we started this Zoom today, I told you guys that that's what I really want you to do is like get you a notebook, even if it's just a small notebook. It doesn't have to be a big one, but get you a notebook that is specifically and only for new new potentials, people that you would like to bring into your team. Write all and any names down that you can think of people that could either use this product, use this service, use this business, use this money, whatever reasons you have. Write down the person and the reason why you wrote them down as a prospect. Okay. Then what I want you to do is you never ever cross them out. Okay. What you do is make a couple little lines next to their names or whatever and update so that if you talk to them in February, you can write on there, talk to them in February, not the time. You know, talk to them in April, said no. You know, and then you leave it at that. And then you can go back to those same people 6 months later and say, hey, you know, I remember talking to you about that that business opportunity and you said you weren't interested. Have you had any change of thoughts at all? Do you have any questions for me yet? And they say, no, I'm still where I'm at. Okay, good. Then you can write no again and spoke to them in December. You know, and then you can go through this list and every time you can think of somebody new, you add them to that list and you never ever remove them. And so 5 years from now, you should have people that you talk to all throughout the whole 5 years in this book, in this collective, that you could flip through at any time and have anybody to talk to. So whenever there's a Cinderella, or not a Cinderella challenge, but a chicken list challenge or any kind of challenges going on about messaging people about your joining your business, boom, you got a book full of people you can talk to, right? And don't, like I said, don't assume that any of these people are going to say yes or no. You know, like I already know my mom won't sell this jewelry on Facebook to save her life because my mom will never, ever, ever have a Facebook account. But that doesn't mean my mom won't sell it to her friends that she goes and does, you know, her stuff with, right? So I would be doing a disservice to my mom by not introducing my mom to the product. Well, unfortunately, my mom's already told me no, so I can use her as an example. I have a little red. What is but you get where I'm going with this? Michelle, I'm going to mute you for a second, hun.
Red sauce. Okay.
Okay, there we go. We're going to also talk about ways to approach these people over the next couple of days. That's probably what we're going to talk about mostly tomorrow, is ways to approach different people and for different reasons, and how to we're going to talk about how to overcome some of their objections. You know, I was watching Eric War yesterday, last night, and he had something that he was talking about on there was that somebody gave him the objection that they don't have the time. And what he said was absolutely brilliant. He says, you know, I completely understand how you feel. I didn't think that I would have the time neither. And then when I started looking at it and I calculated it, like I'm now, you know, almost 50 years old. If I don't have the time to do something like this now, like when would I have the time, right? And if I'm spending so much time working my career and working my businesses and doing all these things, and I'm not able to spend any time for myself, like that's the perfect reason why I got into this business, is because by getting into this business, now I have more time. Now I have more time to spend with my family. I have more time to spend with my friends. I have more time to do the things that I want to do. And of course, he wasn't selling paparazzi jewelry. He was doing a different investment or a different marketing plan, but that doesn't matter, right? The approach is still the same for anybody and everybody that's in direct sales and network marketing, that by having that extra time, because you make your time, you make your schedule, and you decide when and where you work, that gives you so much more ability to create time. So he's like, when I signed up, I didn't have the time either, but now I feel like I'm making up my time. Now I'm getting time that I didn't have before, and eventually, like, time will owe me money.
And he's one of the best in the game. Like when it comes to network marketing, you can't type up much in about network marketing without his name popping up. You know what I mean? Among some other top cats. But if you think about what he said, it was just feel, felt, found. That's all he said was feel, felt, found. He used, he didn't say the words feel, felt, found, but he used these same concepts. Principles. And that's because it works. It works. Yep. I completely understand. That's the first thing out your mouth. I completely understand. You have to let them know that because sometimes we'll make the mistake of saying, I know, but listen, you gotta think about it, because now you're just rebuttaling their rebuttal. That's not fire. That's firefighting with fire. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
And I've already got it listed down. Like another thing, like this isn't a list of things to do. And I just broke one of them out of there just to give you a little taste of what we're going to talk about in the future. Another one of them that he says in there is when they argue that they don't have the money. When they don't have the money, it's the same principles. Like, okay, when the seminar that I watched him do, and it was like a 2-hour seminar, and he went through like all the different steps of network marketing. And I got a lot of my notes from him that we're going to talk about, right? Because I don't want you guys to have to waste 2 hours of your time there when you can waste it with me here. No, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. But no, what I'm trying to tell you though is that like he went through a whole system of it. And so like when somebody says that they don't have the money to join, he says, hey, I didn't have the money neither. $1,000 was like, because that's the amount that he used for his network marketing, right? It's like $1,000 is like, but here I am, 50 years old, working a 9-to-5 job, hustling my butt off at 50 years old. If I don't have $1,000, it's going to make or break me right now. I'm never going to have it. Right. So I took the plunge and I invested my $1,000, and it's the best thing I ever did, because now not only do I have the time, but now I'm making extra money. I'm making money that I wouldn't have made before had I not invested that $1,000, because I was too afraid to let that $1,000 make or break me, and he didn't necessarily tell them, he could have easily said, no, there's a way you could go and you could sell this or you could sell that. Right. That's the tool that I've used. Right. But that's more of a way to kind of like degrade or demean them, because you're basically trying to solve their problem without compassion. You know what I'm saying? It's the same as trying to give them another way to do it. Instead, you're telling them a story. You're giving them a story of what you did as your example and what worked for you, that may light up a light in their eyes that, oh, hey, that I could do that. I could do that too. Right. If I wanted to suggest to them that, you could, for the $100 that it takes, you could sell something. Instead, that's what I would do, is I would tell them that's my story. I'll tell them, hey, you know what? I couldn't do the $100 either, man. It was a little more than my money. I had to take it out of my water bill. I knew that if I went ahead and let my water bill go behind for a little bit, it wasn't going to kill me. So I went behind in my water bill for a minute. And, I worked my business and I paid catch up with my water bill for a couple months. And that's how I got into it. I mean, that's truth with you. That's literally how I got into it. I didn't have the $100 to buy into it. So by giving my story to that person also gives them a way to consider that they may want to do this, right? Now, there's no right way or wrong way about this, and that's what's important to know. There's no right way or wrong way about it. It's just tactics. It's tactics and skills and being able to communicate with somebody. But we can all do this. We can all do this. We can, when we learn all of these different tools and techniques, right? We weren't necessarily brought to become network marketers, right? But if you worked at any McDonald's, you damn sure know how to upsize, sell the fries. They teach you how to do that. Well, that's what we're trying to do here too, is we're trying to teach you how to market yourself, market your brand, right? Those are all things that we talk about in this business. Be your own brand, be your own market, sell your product. And if you continue to work your businesses the way you are now, but add that little bit of flavor, add that opportunity, add the communication in there, and have that compassion behind this business and what it's done for you and the example that you lead, and sharing that opportunity with other people is going to get you those people that are going to say, at least let me think about it, or I never thought about it like that. You're going to get people that are going to come to you and eventually say, yeah, I'll sign up. Does anybody have any questions? No? Anybody have any examples, or anybody have a potential on the line? Somebody as an example that they want to talk about, but talk to, but for some reason you're not talking to them. You're afraid that they may say no, or feel free to open up the discussion here a little bit on your own personal lives and what you're doing with it. Now y'all going to be quiet. Now it's cricket. Now it's cricket.
Hey, I still have a couple ladies that have told me they want to join. I don't know if they're just toying with my emotions, but the majority of them still have that same story about the whole, I say story, that sounds insensitive. They're sharing to me that they don't think they could because of they're on disability. So I'm kind of in that boat with a lot of my potentials. It seems like I'm in a season, I guess you would say, where the majority of my customers are on disability, but they all see the hustle, they see the excitement, they love the jewelry. And so maybe it'll be time that might give them that interest. Like, you know what, I really could do this. I don't know. We'll see.
Dee, so I just want to tell you, I was in a late night session with Patricia Shevling, and we were having some talks. And so I had brought that up to her, that because I had just literally got off of a conversation with another consultant that was already a consultant, but was telling me that they didn't want to work their business any more than they were already because they were afraid that they would lose their benefits. Okay. And so when I went in there talking to Patricia, I said, I got a weird one tonight where somebody said that they were afraid to lose their disability benefits. And she looked and was like, what? Like, they're afraid of losing $1,200, or they're afraid of losing, a free prescription. Like, when you work this business, if you work this business and you start making enough money, you are going to slowly work your way off of those programs rather than have those programs just straight cut you off because you're doing something to better yourself. You're going to have to do above and beyond their required amounts for them to be able to take that money from you. Okay. So you're going to be allotted, and I believe, and don't quote me on this, the best thing for them to do is to contact their Social Security department or disability department or whatever company that they're dealing with, wherever their aid comes from. They need to let them know that they're considering working and what is the breakdown for that. Because I can tell you that the last time I talked to Social Security, I have to make a consistent $800 a month in income for 6 months in a row for them to consider removing anything first. And that may or may not change. Go ahead, Marissa.
Yeah, he's totally right. Chris is right. And each state is different, and each state will have different guidelines. So what's acceptable for people on disability in California is going to be different than what people is acceptable in Florida. And so what I also tell people, because I've had this come up before, is that when you're in the 100% reinvestment period, when you're reinvesting in your business, you're not pulling any profit. So you only have to report for disability or aid or whatever when you're making money. And honestly, in that first 3 months, you're not making anything. So that's what I've told past potentials is that, let's just run this reinvestment period a little bit longer for you so that we don't have to have that, happen. Let's just fill your walls full of bling. So I don't know if maybe that's something that you want to talk to them about, Dee, and just and maybe that'll help ease them a little bit, but definitely have them talk to their local state.
I'll definitely give it a try. I really feel like they're repeatedly telling me they want to join means they actually have an interest. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm not the one coming out and asking them. They're mentioning it. So they have a thought, like you guys say, that the seed has been planted. They just have to figure out how to make it work. So that'll be helpful. Thanks.
Yeah, and like she said, take it to them, and the fact that really, are you afraid to lose the minimum that you can possibly get paid? When you're getting Social Security, or you're getting disability, or you're getting food stamps, you're getting the minimum allowance possible by the government that's chosen what your income bracket should be. You're getting the very, very minimum. And so that minimum often doesn't pay for the majority of our bills, right? And so the longer they wait to do something like this, the further they're taking themselves behind, because they're not making that money that's going to get them ahead. But once they start making that money, and if and they get past that point where disability or Social Security or whoever that entity may be, when they start removing funds, they're not going to just say, okay, hey, you're making $200 now, so we're going to go ahead and stop sending you your $1,200 check. They're going to probably start sending you $1,100 instead. So yeah, definitely they're there as an aid to help you through times when you don't have enough money. But they know that the average, they know that they don't pay you as much as the average person could make. You know what I mean? I hope that helps.
Yes, it definitely did. Sorry, I'm between screens. I had to get back and push the unmute.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
I appreciate it, you guys, because it's been a frustration. I talked to my husband about it. Like, babe, I don't get it. But you guys are giving me good tips and good ways to present the information. And so that's what I really appreciate. Thank you.
No worries. And you got to understand, they're concerned with this too, because, it's not easy to get on those programs. And so, I can understand why they would be so concerned of losing them. It's definitely difficult to get back on them if for some reason this didn't work for them.
And that's the thing right there also is they're coming from a state of mind where, you know, hey man, I needed that. I need that to get this. I needed that in a minute. You know, I wasn't even sure if I was going to get it. Then I got it. And now I'm afraid if I lose it, what's going to happen if this doesn't work out, just like Chris said. But this is also a mentality that we're trying to get them out of. And it's not easy just to jump out of that mentality, but it's possible. So they have, you know, it's possible. So some people keep that mentality forever, but, you know, some people, you know, they see opportunities and they take them for what they're worth, and they, you know, they follow instruction, they follow direction, and they follow their leaders. And if you're leading well, and, you know, hey, you know, they can follow you too. You know what I mean? So that they can hopefully get themselves out of this mentality state as well.
Amen. I agree. So does anybody have anything else that they'd like to talk about? We're about a half an hour away from our standard 2 hours that we spend in here. And I'd hate to get on to too much more of the list that I have, because, you know, tomorrow's a fresh day. But I do want to remind you guys that we will be back tomorrow at, let's see, tomorrow should be 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So hopefully you'll be there. Go ahead, Dawn.
Okay, so it's about the team building, and I have people that wanted to join, but then they kind of just leave me hanging, and I keep asking and talking to them, and they don't really respond. They just, like, if I do it in Messenger, just give me, like, you know, a thumbs up emoji, and they're like very short with their answers. And I'm a person where I don't want to keep pushing because I don't want to be nagging. Like, I know you said like once every 6 months, like if they say no or something, but like they want to do it, and they wanted to do it to earn extra money for their daughter to go to college, which now they're past the graduations. Now it's summertime. So I'm like, you know, like, hey, like really, let's make you some extra money for your kids, right? And if she's 18, right, your daughter can also be on there. But I'm like, if they give me short answers, like how should I approach it next?
So in my personal opinion, I think first off is you have to decide whether or not you feel like you're getting legitimate answers or if they're just blowing smoke to you. And then I personally would just give it to them straight up. Like, here's the facts. Like, you know, you said you wanted to join up, and, you know, you said you wanted to do this and you wanted to do that. And here we are, you know, past this point, and I'm a little concerned for you because I know that if, you know, you're already kind of procrastinating and joining, like, are you ready? Like, I want to know, are you ready to do this? Because I'm ready for you, kind of thing. There's a way that I wanted to approach that in what I was saying, and I totally got off topic there. But remind them that this is what they wanted, and now you're confused. What's holding them back, right? That's where I wanted to go. You know,
yeah, and I wouldn't necessarily say, you know, why are you procrastinating, or even throw procrastinating out there in that conversation.
Yeah, that's the negative word, right? But what I would say is I'm confused. Like, what's holding you up? You know, you had said that you were ready to do this, and you haven't. So you obviously have more concerns, or you have more questions. What's holding you up? Well, what can I answer for you? You know, and that way it puts the ball in their court for them to actually answer you and tell you why they haven't joined.
No, that's a good idea, a good way to approach it. Like, you know, I'm ready for you. You know, what's holding you back? I don't think I've ever actually asked that. Like, what's holding you back? How can I help you? Yeah.
Right. And you know, I mean, I got that from Eric War too, is, you know, tell him flat out, like, well, then I'm confused. What's the holdup? Like, what's keeping you from doing this? Then if you've said you want to do it, you know, you've said all the right things that somebody that is going to do it says, what's keeping you from doing it? Because obviously you have something that's holding you back. Another thing you can do is, you know, we talked about being able to bring them in here as a guest and let them listen to some of the trainings that we do and see that, you know, not only do we get together in groups like this and have discussions and trainings and opportunities, and, you know, that we have support for one another. you know, that may go a long way with a lot of people too.
Yes. All right. I'll have to touch base with some more people, but I like that. Yeah. I'm ready. What's holding you back? Kind of get more information from them, because I just hate nagging. I feel like I'm nagging, even though I don't ask them every day. It's just
It's persistence. It's not nagging.
And you can easily go to each one of them and just say, hey, you know, I just came up with an idea, you know, since you haven't quite joined yet. You know, we do these Zoom trainings, and you know, my upline and you know, other uplines and leaders and people go into these trainings daily, and you know, you could come in as a guest and just listen to what we talk about and see if, you know, there's no financial commitment with that, right? So maybe if they do decide to come in and listen, and so they feel like they're appeasing you, then maybe there's something that happens in one of these conversations, or that happens in the Zoom that sparks their interest even more, and they say, okay, yep, it's time to finally push the pen to the paper.
That actually really helped with one person I had on the fence. And Chris was able to just kind of work at her like, okay, so what else do you have that's concerning you? And, you know, he brought it home, and she signed up later that night. So these have been very helpful for that too.
Okay.
Well, and we've signed up 2 people in here in the Zoom.
All right, I have to offer that more.
Well, and you figure
that's helpful,
yeah, and if they come here, you know, like I said before, like, not all of us were taught to be salespeople or even be network marketing gurus, you know. So, you know, if we can help each other, it just makes it that much easier, you know, because who knows, June may come up with a question to ask her that may totally spin it around, you know, and that person may decide to join because of the question that June asked her.
Right, that might be like, oh, light bulb, something that I didn't think of, getting someone else's thoughts in there too.
Yeah, well, not only that, but now you have, you know, there's 20 people or so that can offer a story each, you know. I mean, like, we all have our stories of the reasons why we joined, and I know that I could probably ask while she's in here or they're in here, I could probably ask everybody in this room how many of them wish that they started earlier, and you probably all would raise your hands.
All right, I'll get on that as soon as we're done with this, and I'll start messaging some more and be persistent.
Well, I think that if they're really serious about joining, you'll know their true colors.
True. Yes.
All right, guys. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and end this for today, unless anybody has anything else they'd like to chat about real quick.
I just wanted to give myself kudos. I went out on my lunch break from my day job, and I did a speed live, so I could sell that bling, baby.
There you go. Making that convention money.
You know it.
That is awesome. Way to go.
Nice work, Helen. Nice work. Yes.
Thank you. Because usually I just, I'll eat at my desk and I'll help people that need, guys need anything, I'm still here. And half the time I'm eating while on the phone with somebody. And today I said, to heck with that. I'm going out and I'm selling some bling.
Nice. I know. Take every opportunity you can. Just show it. Just a couple of minutes. And, if no one's live, they end up watching the replay.
I can't tell you how many sales we've gotten off of replays. I can't. Anybody who doesn't put their video up for replay sales is just crazy, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Replay all day long.
What'd you say, Helen?
I was just saying that if we've gotten so much sales off of replay sales that people who don't put their videos up on Facebook, because you know how after you finish the live, you can post it or you can delete it. And there are people that don't post it. In my mind, that's just crazy because you're missing out on so much opportunity.
I agree. I totally agree because replay value can be so huge, man. You never know what's going on in someone's life. They got kids. They got to put the kids in the bath. You know, they got to get them ready for school, whatever the case may be. Sitting down, eating dinner with the family. And then when everybody goes to sleep, best believe they're going to check that live out.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So another thing that you guys could do when you go live, and I think me and you have had this discussion, Helen, once you go live and you have your new video, take the link from your new video and go and post it in a previous video. Because what happens is if, like, say you went live on Monday, right? And then you go live again on Wednesday, then you take that Wednesday live and you post the link in the Monday live video. Anybody that attended the Monday live video is going to get a notification saying that you've commented on your video, and they're going to go hit their notifications, and it's going to go to your comment that's going to say, hey, check out this link. And then it'll give them the link to the new cell.
That's smart.
Go ahead, Melissa.
Yeah, I have a question. I haven't done a live or anything yet, and I'm right now, my house is not quite the house that I want to do a live in. I don't have much room and have tons of kids in there. So I'm at my daughter's, Samantha, who is my upline, and I'm wanting to do just a video. Is that a good idea to, if I can't do a live? Plus, right now, I don't know what days would be good to do a live because I have a consultant that's local that we have a lot of the same people that are probably going to check out our lives.
It's gonna be so hard to coordinate lives, even if you guys have same customers. We've gone through this with several consultants. It's just too hard, and it's gonna be too hard for you to try to, okay, well, you're going live here, so I can go live here and be consistent about it. Just go live when it is convenient for you, and your customers can either shop you live, or if they're watching the other consultant, they can shop your replay. But you will make yourself nuts trying to schedule it between the other consultants. You really, really will.
Okay, so what about doing, like today, I just want to put out a video, but I can't figure out how to get my camera to switch from me to the stuff. So I'm just talking. I'm not going to be showing my face in the video, but I wanted to just put a video out because I have a lot of friends from Minnesota, from Virginia Beach that have never heard of paparazzi. They're like, we don't even know what it is. So I kind of just wanted to put something out there to show them what it is, and I thought to show you guys. I'm just trying to get ideas. I'm totally stuck on this. So this is kind of how I have it set up. I have different stuff out. Does that look okay? Will that do good?
You saying that you can't get your camera to turn around?
Okay, so when I'm on my phone and I put it to my face for me to talk, I can't switch it around to show the stuff.
Have you tried double tapping your screen?
Okay. That's a lot of help.
But try it right now. Try it right now.
Yeah, it's not doing it. I think my phone's too old. My phone's ancient. It's a dinosaur.
At the top of your screen right now, there is a button. There's a button. There's a camera button, and it has a reversal arrow. Do you see that?
No, I don't have that one on my phone. There is no reversal.
On your app, on your Zoom app screen.
On the app right now, if you tap the screen so that controls come up and you've got your camera on. Next to the little speaker, at least on my iPhone, it's up next to the speaker in the upper left-hand corner. There's a little camera symbol and it has an arrow going down and an arrow coming up. So it's almost circular. And that will switch your camera around if you see that.
I don't have that.
What kind of phone do you have?
I have a Samsung, an old one. Like
Samsung what?
It's a S10.
What?
S10. It's ancient. It's
I've had it
for 4 years. Yeah.
A S10?
I think it's old. I don't think it's an S10 because the S11 I think is new.
Hold on, I'll find out for you right now.
It's an S9.
If you have an S9 or S10, you should have a camera like that where you can switch it around. Because I have an S9.
If I push on it, there's stuff down at the bottom. It says mute, stop video, share, participants, and more on the bottom.
This would be on the upper.
Yeah, there's nothing. The only thing on my upper is on the left-hand side. Yeah, I don't have that.
So Melissa, I just sent you a picture in Messenger of what it looks like.
Mine doesn't look nothing like that.
Doesn't look nothing like that? Okay.
And so that's why I'm having problems doing. But
Just eat your noodles.
Is it a good idea to do just a video and put it on my site?
You could do that. You don't have to go live. You can do a video and then upload it. But when you're in Facebook Live, it should have something similar to that.
It should.
Yeah, it should.
Get it to switch. When I'm like, if I'm taking a selfie, I can switch if I'm taking a picture, but not on video. It doesn't do it on video. It's confusing me.
Do you have any?
I have to get a new phone to do this. Dang.
Oh shucks. Get an iPhone.
Update.
You know, my husband
get an
has
iPhone.
His job, so I guess I have to do it for my job, right?
Right.
There you go.
Is there anybody in your house that's super like tech savvy at all?
Yeah, if I could ever get a hold of them and have them stay home long enough to help me. I have teenagers.
Well, that's what I was going to ask.
Sorry, I missed the conversation. Melissa, what kind of phone do you have?
I have an S9 Samsung.
Oh yeah, I'm very familiar with that. What's your problem? I'm sorry.
I can't
get it out of selfie mode.
Okay, so if I'm doing the video, I can't switch from selfie mode. I can't switch the camera to go to what I'm doing.
When you're doing a live or when you're actually just using the camera and making a video?
When I'm just videoing.
Let me see.
Because I haven't even got on. I just now did my picture. I got set up with the cube. I got my website. I have my business cards ordered. I'm all ready. I'm so ready to go and I'm stuck.
Well, let's talk later because it might be easier. I'll be able to help you.
Perfect. Who am I talking to right now?
Dawn Schlimmerhorn.
That's Dawn Schlimmerhorn.
I can only show 4 people at a time on my phone, so I don't know who I'm talking to.
I wasn't even looking at my Zoom screen. I just know that voice.
Hey, give me time.
But hey, once again though, this is why we're here. We're here to help. You can get game from all of us.
Because they're trainings and I really need trained. Helen has been great helping me out. Awesome, wonderful.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you guys. You're helping me get this going.
So glad you're here. So glad you're here. And thank you, Dawn. I'm so glad you're here too.
Yeah, we all here to help each other, right?
Yep.
You know,
totally.
And I'm also I used to sell Scentsy and I had no support with that whatsoever. And it was so hard. I just gave up.
Yeah.
And with this, if I give up, it's bad on me,
It
because
sucks if you all by yourself. Like, who wants to do that? You know?
Right. Well, I had help, but they didn't do like these trainings and stuff. There's not these trainings or these chats where you can go in and say, hey, are you guys having the same problem?
Right.
How can you help me? So this is really helpful.
Yeah, I mean, look at LeBron James. He's all alone too, you know?
Sometimes one day all I have to do is go on the Zoom and it's just fine.
Oh, that's great.
We should get Bron in here. We can get him some help.
Okay, thank you guys. That really helped.
It's all
No
good.
worries.
All right, guys. Well, I gotta go, Melissa. We'll talk later. Okay.
That sounds great. Thank you.
Bye,
Bye,
Dawn.
guys. Thank you.
Later.
Bye, Ann.
Bye.
So I think we're pretty much ready to wrap this up for the afternoon. We've been here just about 2 hours. So tomorrow is 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. What would be great is if you bring one of your teammates, bring your downline if you have a downline, bring your
just one.
Yep, bring your upline even.
Just one. Bring one.
All right, so I'm gonna say a prayer before we leave. Anybody not into that, I understand. Feel free to go ahead and dismiss yourselves. But those of you that want to stay here for it, dear Lord, I just come to you and ask you to open our hearts and our minds to this opportunity that we've been given, and make sure that we're speaking the opportunity to others, Lord. Make sure that we're trying to read people. Make sure that we're trying to implement all the things that we've learned in these trainings, Lord. Please help us to grow spiritually and mentally through the knowledge of this trainings, and see that we have more potential, more ability than we ever would have dreamt possible. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
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 Yes, y'all.
Amen.
All right, everybody. Well, you have a great day, and we'll talk at you tomorrow.
Take care, everybody.
Take care.